Helane, I guess we'll start with you first. We just heard Phil lay out some of the state of the industry. From your perspective, is the industry on an upward trajectory, albeit modest right now? Is it recovering? Is it something that we can be optimistic about, or are there still too many hurdles to get over?
Well, thanks for having me on, Dom. Yes, to all of the above. It's a lot to get over because of these restrictions that are in place. The industry needs revenue. If we could just open things up so that people could travel, even if they have to mask up when they get to where they're going and so on, it would be so much better than where we are right now. The roughly 1 million people we saw yesterday traveling, and we're kind of hanging around the 800,000 to 1 million people a day off peak, on the on-peak days rather, means that there's a lot of pent-up demand. I think people want to travel. It's just that their governors or their governments aren't allowing them to. So we need to get past this whole issue of locking down and staying home and so on in order to really have a great recovery. But I think Phil hit it, the nail on the head. There's a lot of pent-up demand. People want to go.
I mean, Helane brings up a great point, Gordon. This is no doubt an unprecedented time for the airline industry overall, with unprecedented tax dollars being put in to support the overall industry and system. In your mind, have the restrictions that have been put on travel, have they been too onerous? Are they just the right amount? Are we not doing enough? I mean, you used to run an airline that traveled all across the world. How much of this is an issue? I mean, did the government go too far?
Well, I don't think too far. I think Helane is right, as she usually is. We need less restrictions, not more. The very early signs of recovery on airline balance sheets is being squashed by this threat of having to have a test before you board a domestic flight. I couldn't think of anything more catastrophic for the recovery of an airline than to do that. We don't require you to have a test to go into your Kroger and buy groceries. So, I mean, the airplane is as clean as you can get. I think we need to lighten up our touch. I think the government has done that. I hate to see them think again about requiring passengers to pay more money, that's for the test, to recover and fly domestically. I really, really hope it doesn't happen. I hope so.
Gordon, if I could kind of follow up on that, if you look at the overall state of the business right now, there's no doubt that a lot of government assistance, taxpayer assistance is critical to the industry. Is there a way that the industry can get back on its own feet without having to have that much more taxpayer money put into it? Is there a way that they can operate out of this efficiently? And if so, what types of characteristics do companies in the airline business need to exhibit to get back on their feet quicker?
Well, one, it's passenger revenue, so there's a major indicator of health. Obviously, that's growing, albeit slowly, but I'm with Helane. Let's not go backwards here. We need to continue to go forward as we have, and passenger traffic is building steadily and slowly. I think those people that use the word snapback are probably correct because the number of cases and the number of deaths are going down. All the positive things that make us feel better about being citizens and being able to do our jobs with COVID. And I think that's becoming better known and more aware. So people are traveling more. They're just let's not keep them from traveling. They're coming back right now.
Helane, put it in perspective for us here. You cover all of these airlines. As an investor looking at this, are there certain airlines that are better positioned to weather the storm, emerge stronger? Are there ones that are perhaps weaker hands right now that you want to stay away from as we expect things to recover?
Yes, so thank you. I think that domestically we're going to recover faster, and that obviously presupposes no testing. We just need people want to break out of jail. And I think that's what this is going to be. I think, we think that we're losing spring break, at least March, maybe Easter, we'll see some improvement. We're really hoping that case counts and hospitalizations are down by Memorial Day weekend so that we get a good summer, not a great summer. And in that environment, I think you want to own the domestic U.S. airlines like Southwest, Spirit, Allegiant. Those would be our top 3 picks. I think internationally, as we recover, that's probably a 2022 event. You probably want to look at United, Delta, and American in that order. I think the balance sheet improvement Gordon alluded to is going to occur as the revenues start to come back. I mean, we just need revenue, and the only way you get that is by opening things up. And I agree it has to be done safely, but there are ways to do it without these tests and so on that that really causes people to say, oh, too much of a hassle, I'm not doing this. So we're hoping that recovery in earnest starts, like, let's just say late May, June.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.